Hey Bear Cubs! This is a brief overview of the SRJC Foundation Scholarship application. To get started, you can go to santarosa.awardspring.com, or you can find the application on our website, financialaid.santarosa.edu, or of course also in your student portal. To get started, you're going to click Sign In with your school account, and you'll go ahead and click Login at the portal, just like you do when you log into your student portal. Once you're logged in, you'll be welcomed here at the dashboard. You can see we have one item requiring our attention, and that is to complete the application. Once you click on Complete Application, you're brought into the variety of sections for the application. Getting started, we welcome you to read about the scholarship programs, noting that we have over 600 named scholarship opportunities with awards valued at more than $4 million annually. We also offer you a bit of tips and information about this process, making sure to tell you to take your time and allow yourself to be considered for as much as possible, so being mindful throughout this process. You'll see that a variety of information will be imported from our campus system, so particularly your major. A tip on that will be to be sure that it's accurate. Make sure that your major on file is in alliance with what you are actually studying. That is what's going to help you to be considered for scholarships that are for students within those majors. If you have questions about that, I know our counseling team is welcoming to help you through that. I'm going to proceed to our short answer section. The short answer section is really the heart of your application. As we'll see in a minute, the rest of the questions on the application are really radial responses, multiple choices, and areas where you can truly share about yourself. But in this section here, you're really provided the opportunity to share more personally about yourself. It's what helps our reviewers learn a bit more about you as the deserving student that you are. So first, we ask you to tell us about your background and experience, more noting your history and what's formed or shaped you into the person that you are now. We ask you to share who or what has inspired you to study here at SRJC. For a lot of students, there might be a family member or a person within the community. This is your opportunity to share about the way they've inspired you. Or perhaps it's a situation or an experience that has inspired you to study here at SRJC. Next, we're giving you the opportunity to share about your academic goals and why you're studying what you're studying. What else has inspired you? What leads you to study the program that you're studying here at SRJC? And then also sharing about your future goals. So once your time here at SRJC is over, this is your opportunity to share about what comes next. Maybe you're seeking to transfer to another college. Maybe you're jumping straight into the career course. Maybe you can share about your lofty goals later on in life. This is your opportunity to do that. We're also asking for you to give us more information about how these funds will help support your educational goals. For a lot of students, this means that they don't have to work as much, or they don't have to borrow as much from family or even loans. So this is, again, your chance to compel our reviewers to learn more about you in that way. We want to understand more about your volunteering or activity or the way you belong within the community. So you can share that there. And then lastly, we're giving you the opportunity to share just any last bit information about yourself that you might not have shared already. Again, this portion of the application is really the heart of the application and what will help you shine even more as you apply for these scholarships. A recommendation here is you can see these are small boxes to type your responses. Often we recommend students to type these into a separate document where they can be saved and live eternally, and then you can copy and paste them in here when you're ready to submit your application. We'll proceed on to some of the other various tabs. You'll see again that we have some that are in progress, and you can see here that these questions are seeking our responses, and you'll notice that some of them are very specific. In fact, they're all very specific because they all tie to actual scholarship requirements and scholarship criteria. So again, this is where your thoughtfulness and your responses to these questions will really help you in the long run and to qualify for as much as possible. We encourage all students to submit their financial aid application, be it a FAFSA or a California DREAM Act application. That's what's going to help us to understand your financial need. And you can see these questions here will help to consider your financial need that way. So by saying yes, that you have completed an application, you can indicate the type of application that you've completed. If you don't know, or the answer is no, you haven't submitted one, you can complete the budget calculator here. This helps, again, us understand your financial need and gives us kind of a rough estimate of, the funding you may already have available to support your education or not. Note that your responses on these applications are automatically saved. So anytime you make a response, you'll see there's a saved notice here. There is no save button. You don't need to manually do that. And as you proceed through the application, once all of these tabs are noted as completed, you'll see the Submit Application button will be yellow, much like this one. And that's when you'll be able to actually submit the application. You can make adjustments to your application at any point as long as it's during the open application cycle. Once the application cycle has completed, you will not be able to make any adjustments. I'll mention too that once you submit your application, sometimes back at the dashboard, you'll have another reminder with follow-up information. So once you've submitted your application, the system's going to match you up to all the varieties of scholarships that you've met the criteria. And in some cases, you'll be required to provide follow-up information. And that might be anything from a transcript to a writing sample, all kinds of follow-up information. And so this is where you'll best be able to see what is required of you and ultimately what will apply you to these scholarship opportunities. So please be consistent on your Award Spring application, and always reach out to us here in the scholarship department for help. We're available at in Plover Hall in Santa Rosa and at scholarships.santarosa.edu, and we look forward to serving you. Thank you.